So I started having hair loss when I was 25 years old. I was actually on the lake at the time and wakeboarding, getting in the boat, and saw a picture of the back of my head and completely freaked out. There was a lot of hair loss in the crown. I hadn't really started to have hair loss in the front area here. But that's when it started. Then the front started to begin to fall out and all the way through the middle to the crown area. And it just got to the point where from age 25 to about, I would say around 33 or 35, I was shaving my head. My brother introduced me to Alvi Armani after he had done extensive research looking at doctors all across the country, and he said, I really truly believe this is the best doctor to use. He sent me a link to the Alvi Armani website, and I went to the site, and the first thing I noticed was that there were a lot of case photos. I was looking for cases like me where I just had a little bit of hair right here in the middle, and that was it. This was all bald here, and I couldn't find very many cases at all in photos and examples on any of these doctors' websites that had a case similar to mine. And Alvi Armani did have some of those cases that I was able to see immediately and go, oh, I think that looks like me, and this is what it looks like afterwards, and got me really interested. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, so this is a lot to prepare for, to think about having a procedure done halfway across the country, and then flying back home and recovering from that. I was so nervous, and I think most people understand that that's normal. And I met with the team, and he could tell that I was so nervous. And I mean, to the point where I was almost shaking. And he said, I want to make sure you're comfortable in doing this, and you don't feel like you have to do this today if you want to postpone it. And that was just the biggest relief I had. And so I did. I left. I felt good about. We talked about the design. He drew everything out of my head, and I took the pictures back that after he had drawn the sort of how it would look or where they would fill in on my head. And I thought about it some more, went back home, and I came back in September of 2018, just a few months later, and had that first procedure done, and went great. After that first week, there was a little bit of redness, and that went away very quickly, and really went back to work on day 7, I think, and just got a few questions, but a lot of people I don't think even noticed because I'd always kept my head shaved pretty closely. I remember I went to visit a friend that had not seen me for about 6 months, and I pulled off my cap, and his first words were, "You have hair, like what happened?" And it wasn't super thick in the front, but it was coming in pretty well where you could see that it was going to look good. I would say by December it was looking really good. By the time I went home for Christmas to visit family, my mom, I thought she was going to start crying when she was looking. She said, "I just can't believe how good it looks." By January, it was getting really thick. In March of this year of 2019, I took a trip to the beach that I've done for a couple years in a row, and I took a photo at the same place I was on this boat the year before, almost completely bald, just shaved, and had a little just a little stubble. And then I took this picture with my hair now, and I mean, people just could not believe the results. And I mean, neither can I. It just really did have such a positive impact on my confidence, and I think that a lot of people might be afraid to say that, guys especially, but for me it makes a big difference in the way that I look and the way that I present myself. What I will say now is, having done the procedure, every time I look in the mirror, I am 100% glad that I made the investment. It has completely changed the way that I look, and again, the way that I feel like I present myself, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.